Many have heard that the main officially stated reason by the Russian Federation for the war in Ukraine was the need for denazification. However, if we recall the fact that Alexander Dvorkin and other anti-cultists accused all religious organizations not affiliated with Orthodoxy of fostering nationalism in Ukraine, the official reason for the so-called Special Military Operation, SMO, in Ukraine takes on a different perspective, as does the view on its true instigators. According to Russian anti-cultists, it was primarily Scientologists, Jehovah's Witnesses, and generally all new religious movements that were on the front lines during the Maidan protests in 2004 and 2013, and they are now on the front lines among the opponents of the Russian world, or in the ranks of the Antichrist. It is noteworthy that in these same years, 2004 and 2013, just before the Ukrainian revolutions, there were attempts to advance anti-cult legislation in Ukraine. This was also noted by Ukrainian scholar, religious studies expert, and doctor of philosophy Lyudmila Filipovich, who commented on another attempt in 2020 to push through yet another anti-cult bill in Ukraine. They asked my opinion on the proposed anti-cult bill. I've been watching this for years. Such attempts have been made before, and we've managed to fend them off in time. I remember this happening in 2004 before the revolution and again in 2013. There's a very clear pattern. As soon as there are any problems, they immediately turn to this topic, thinking it can distract the public from pressing issues. I view the current initiative, the anti-cult bill, as just another manifestation of hybrid warfare. I see in this, without being a conspiracy theorist, an obvious hand of Moscow. Excuse the colloquialism. After all, they've repeatedly tried to push a similar law there to ban all religions except for the Moscow Patriarchate, and this initiative is nothing more than a clumsy imitation. Could it be that, wielding such power, the members of the Divevo Brotherhood, who are behind the anti-cultists, attempted to influence Ukrainian laws, politicians, law enforcement, intelligence agencies, judges, and the government as a whole, just as they did in Russia? It's possible, especially considering their sphere of influence in Europe and America. On the other hand, possessing such power in two nations at odds with each other, why haven't they stopped the war yet? Subsequently, the war in Ukraine has been framed by Russian anti-cultists and Russian Orthodox Church, ROC, hierarchs in such terms as liberation battle, triumph over dark forces, and a God-chosen people. How can people who hold such an extremely self-aggrandizing position accuse others of nationalism? Perhaps it's worth remembering the lessons of history.